Previously on the Count of Monte Cristo.
Aedes from Ioannina, Greece.
I was its princess, my mother, its queen. And when my father, the king, was betrayed by his closest confidant, I was so...
Had I known, I would not have pushed.
I heard a rumor about a delegate who used to be a fisherman, fought in Greece, and returned a wealthy count.
I will tell all of Paris exactly what kind of man you are. And I will start by telling them what you did to Edmond Dante.
You forget who it was that set that boy's fate in motion. Perhaps you are aware how the Count de Morcerf attained his wealth.
An interesting idea. If the subject of said rumors were not of high standing after all.
I was in danger. The Count saved my life. I am forever indebted to him.
You think he is wealth incarnate and carries clout we do not know, so he should be revered. Do not fool yourself.
The Count of Monte Cristo contains mature content, including violence, suicide, discriminatory language, and other traumatic themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning, Father.
There. You see my papers are there.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was just going to read the news.
Take it. It is for fools anyway.
Tea, Vicomte?
Actually, I should like some coffee. Are you familiar with the Arabian custom?
I am not.
Well, do your best, please. I shall have Monte Cristo send instructions as to how to prepare it so I can drink it here without him.
Idiot Count of Monte Cristo.
Did you say something, Father?
I did not.
But I thought...
You thought wrong. Perhaps if your thoughts were elsewhere, the Morcerf household would be better off.
I'm not sure I follow.
The first ball we have in months ends in disaster. No thanks to the son of a well-respected delegate, who is known for gallivanting through Europe alongside this Count of Monte Cristo. No wonder Eugenie Danglars is not interested in marrying you. Disgraceful, dishonorable.
What befell the Crown Prosecutor's family is a tragedy.
It is an overreaction. The Marquess was old and likely died from that, not poison. No doubt this is some design to destroy our reputation. Like you and your mother and
Still,
Danglars are already
poor Mademoiselle Valentine,
for this
to learn about her grandmother
not
that
even
way.
thinking of his father.
Father?
No one should be pitied for their inability to handle the world. Look at your mother, hiding in her rooms, all because she couldn't plan a party.
Mother hosted an excellent...
You know nothing of the world, Albert, or of being a man. And if your mother continues to coddle you, you never will.
I am not coddled. But I am sorry.
Only cowards apologize.
I am not a coward either.
I will spend today and tomorrow debating suitable matrimonial options for you. In the meantime, behave yourself. I cannot weather any more dishonor.
I would never dishonor your name, Father.
We will see. Albert?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I just remembered I have an appointment. With the barber. For my hangnail. Excuse me.
Foolish boy.
Monte Cristo!
I did not expect you, Viscount.
I know. I came as quickly as I could. Have you seen today's paper?
I have not.
Look!
I do not understand.
What? Here? A correspondent writes from Yanina. We have learned that the castles credited to defending our city were not conquered, but betrayed to the Turks. This betrayer was a French officer in whom the vizier had placed all his trust. This cowardly officer was named Fernand. Do you understand? My father is no coward. The real coward is a friend who would act
Muttering
for
is
the
for
enemy.
cowards, Viscount. Stand back. Ready.
What was that?
Practice.
Excellently shot, Monsieur le Comte.
Your targets are playing cards?
The aces.
And you have hit each in its center. Miraculous. No, not the point. This article, Count, is why I'm here.
And why is that?
Because my father is being slandered! This Fernand that the article references is obviously my father.
Is it obvious?
I know you are not familiar with Parisian society, Count, but I assure you, anyone who reads this paper will know that it calls him specifically a traitor. And this paper is read by all of Paris!
And you have come to me to exact your revenge.
Yes. On Beauchamp. It is his newspaper. No article is published without his say-so. If he were a friend, he would have stopped the article or warned me or let it known that it was false.
Then what are you to do?
Challenge him to a duel, obviously.
I see. Well, bonne chance. Another round with the twos.
Will you be my second, Count?
No.
What? Why? I count no other friend more loyal than you.
Then you have misjudged me, Viscount.
The honor of the Morcerf name is at stake.
No, it is the honor of this Fernand that is called into question, not your own.
But
I cannot step into a disagreement that I am not implicated in. I am confident you have many other friends willing to defend your father's honor.
I suppose. Only if they all have not turned against me like Beauchamp. Maybe Franz or Chateau Renaud.
I shall leave you to your muttering. Bertuccio, the cards.
Challenge Beauchamp. Regain my honor.
Ready, monsieur.
Then father will understand. He will thank me for saving his reputation and for restoring honor to our name.
Ready?
Let me in.
Monsieur, you cannot go in.
I demand to see him.
What's going on?
Nothing to worry about.
Beauchamp! I demand we duel at dawn.
What? Why?
Why? A liar and a traitor and a terrible friend.
You sound like your father.
Which should be an honor. But you have slandered him in your paper, and me as a result.
And you want to duel me over this article?
Of course I do. You betrayed me.
No, I didn't. And you clearly have not thought this through. Sit down.
I will not sit down. I am not interested in your chairs and your faux hospitality. Obviously a ploy to lull me into a sense of calm, just to betray me again.
I did not betray you. You are incensed, I understand, but dueling would be foolish.
Perhaps I shall ruin your family's honor, and we will see how you feel.
I didn't... Look, this correspondence names Fernand and Yanina. Nowhere in here does it name Morcerf. Nowhere in here does it name you, or your mother, or... What was your father's birth name?
Mondego.
Also not listed.
You could have told me. You could have stopped the article.
I tried. I could not.
Why?
Because it is true.
It cannot be true. My father is an honorable man. My mother is an honorable woman. I am...
Partially correct. I will explain why, but in the king's name, sit down. And retract your demand to duel.
I do not wish to duel you at dawn.
Thank you. This correspondence about a Fernand in Yanina was anonymous. We discussed what to do with it and decided that it was worth an investigation, which was completed recently. Everything in this article was found to be true, and I could not stop it from being printed.
You could have warned me.
I am a journalist, not a gossip. And I will remind you, you are not mentioned in this, at all.
This is a disaster. You said the source was anonymous.
The source for this correspondence was anonymous, yes.
How am I to restore my family's honor?
Perhaps you need not do anything. You are not named in this correspondence.
This correspondence? This correspondence? You make it seem as if there are dozens! Beauchamp? Beauchamp? Tell me there is not more correspondence!
Not correspondence. The results of our investigation.
Ah!
Count Fernand de Morcerf is a respected delegate.
Not anymore! Why would you let this go to print?
Because it is true, Albert. I fact-checked every centimeter of ink myself and was going to tell you when I was absolutely sure.
Sure of what?
Everything your father is about to be accused of. Every source I could find and record I could read, every accusation that will be brought against your father is absolutely, unequivocally true.
Is that him? Is that the traitor?
He was too afraid to fight on the battlefield. He snaked his way into the vizier's trust instead.
What a coward.
He did not even actually declare war.
Disgraceful.
He's more a thief than a man.
An embarrassment to the nobility.
He was too afraid to fight. Why did he enlist in the first place?
A blemish on all who fall for France.
Then he sold the wife and daughter into slavery.
He represents us?
We were at his house recently.
His poor wife. Her virtue ruined forever.
I always knew that Albert's wealth came from dishonest means. I just did not know how dishonest.
And to think that we have associated with them by choice for so long.
What a horrendous scandal.
Dishonorable man.
Despicable.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Count Morcerf? Are you well?
Quite.
Oh, good. Very good. Good day.
Peculiar man. Always darting here to wherever.
Fernand, I am surprised you are here.
Why?
The newspaper.
Which of us has time for newspapers?
Perhaps you should make time.
For what? Some light reading? As a follow-up from our correspondence with Janina, L'Impartial can unfortunately confirm reports that the traitorous French officer is none other than the Count Fernand de Morcerf, who has served for years in our assembly.
Good day, good day. I will waste no time in calling us to order. Despite our predetermined agenda, there is a larger matter to address. The recent allegations surrounding the Count de Morcerf. I move for an official inquiry in 2 hours' time this afternoon. All in favor?
Yes.
All opposed?
Nay.
It is decided. This assembly will review the accusations against Count Fernand de Morcerf, and pending a resolution, will hold him accountable for his crimes.
Under different circumstances, I would invite you to lounge in my office while I am reporting, but as I am headed to your father's hearing...
Obviously, I am going to follow. Or you could tell me whom your sources are, and I could pester them instead.
Anonymous sources are, shockingly, anonymous.
You would act the same in my position.
I would not be in your position at all. Apologies. That was uncalled for.
Only cowards apologize.
You know what? Fine. This was not submitted anonymously, and I did not use it as a source. Here. This letter was completely separate from the original source. From somebody in Paris who knew everything about your father and then told us. Obviously with the intent that we might publish.
I don't understand.
Oh, now you don't understand? From somebody who has degraded the morality of honorable investigation. I am shocked at the confusion regarding your next step. You want another investigation? Do it yourself.
Last visit, you mentioned you prefer the Italian custom of coffee over tea. I took the liberty of ordering some in hopes that you would call again.
Ah, c'est trop gentile, Baron Danglars. I must make a point to return the favor.
Please, enjoy.
Just like home.
I must say, the timing of your visit, Prince Cavalcanti, is highly opportune.
Ah, non dici?
You may have heard the rumors that my daughter Eugenie was to be married soon.
I had heard that from someone. I do not remember who.
I assure you that those rumors are completely unfounded.
Oh?
Indeed. You may be surprised, but I am disappointed. You see, I have been very eager to find myself a son-in-law who can add to the Danglars name. An equitable arrangement, so to speak?
Ah, no doubt you seek a man with stature, a man with wealth to match your own, a true retraglio mini, eh?
Precisely. Yet this kind of person has been very difficult to find in France. Unless, perhaps, you know of someone?
Baron Danglars! I demand that we duel at dawn!
I tried to stop him.
And yet... Say again, Vicomte.
I have seen your insults against my father, and demand we duel at dawn!
Have you gone mad?
I am not mad. I am here for vengeance and to regain my family honor.
Enunciate, boy. If you're going to threaten somebody, at least sound like you mean it. If we duel, you will lose. Regardless, I have no reason to duel with you. So I will not.
But you have insulted my father's honor! You asked L'Impartial to investigate him!
No. I simply shared the truth with other parties on the chance they would also be interested. If sharing secrets were criminal, Paris would be empty.
Well said.
Besides, I am not the only person to have known about your father.
Who else knows?
What, the Count of Monte Cristo? He mentioned it to us both, did he not?
Ah, si, he did.
Do not deflect! The Count of Monte Cristo has nothing to do with this! It was all you! It had to be. You were threatened by me and my father! You besmirched our names to dishonor us!
Your father is no more of a threat to me than a fly. What reason have I to lie to you?
The Count of Monte Cristo is my friend.
Friends will be your undoing. The Count is no different from the rest of us.
You lie.
A useless expenditure of my energy. Unless you still wish to duel.
I do not. Good day.
The poor boy. He must be ill.
Si, certo.
You will find, Prince Cavalcanti, that few men threaten my livelihood and live to tell the tale. Do you understand me?
Of course.
Good. Then perhaps now we can discuss an equitable partnership.
Order! Order! We will resume our hearing in response to allegations against Count Fernand de Morcerf, namely his disgraceful actions that stain the integrity of this governing body. We have reviewed the investigations as published by L'Impartial. We will now open the floor to Count de Morcerf. Do you wish to address the matter?
I do. Thank you, Minister, for the opportunity. My fellow delegates, we are residents of Paris. We know how the rumor mill churns. I admit I am dismayed that my peers would believe these rumors over my good standing.
They aren't rumors. It's a published investigation.
Semantics, no? One man's word against another's is a waste of this honorable assembly's time.
To deny the accusations.
Monsieur, do I look like a war criminal to you? A plunderer? I am a true nobleman, and I have tirelessly served this assembly because I believe in the ideals this country is built on, ones that support our king today. Besides, these rumors are just one's word against another. How are we to substantiate these claims?
Despite the haste in declaring this hearing, a witness has stepped forward to address these claims.
Impossible.
Mademoiselle, please state your name for the record.
My name is Haide. I am the former princess of Yanina, and it is my family that was betrayed.
Order. Order.
My father was known throughout Europe as Ali Tebelen, Pasha of Yanina. The Turks trembled in his presence and at the sound of his name. I learned of our conflict with them when I was 3 years old. And I was 4 when my life changed forever. One night, I was awoken by my mother. We heard the soft steps of the troops. Our own men turned against us, here to capture my father. My mother took me and as many handmaidens as she could to the water. A boat had been prepared. We were to flee. Across the water, there was another boat. It was my father, the great Ali Tebelen. My father was no coward, and never would flee. Yet the great Ali Tebelen steered his own ship alongside ours, with no soldiers to accompany him. I did not learn until later. The entirety of the castle garrison had shifted allegiances against my father. The commander-in-chief promised my father that if he stepped down quietly, there would be no bloodshed, and my mother and I would be safe. We believed him. So we left, suddenly. The only sanctuary I had ever known. Gone. Forever. We agreed to stay locked away until our allies arrived. They would provide us safe passage out of Yanina. So we waited for the man we thought would save us. Instead of days, it took weeks. Our room became more and more like a cell. We tired. We starved. I barely saw my father. And when I did, all he said is that help would come. Help was on the way. Finally, our ally approached, but not with an empty boat. It was full of soldiers disloyal to us. I did not understand. But my father and mother did. Our ally was a French soldier, my father's most trusted advisor. whom he had sent abroad for assistance. This man had spent years with us, eating our food, sleeping under our roof. We trusted him completely because he swore his loyalty. Loyalty to his vizier. Loyalty to his vizier's wife. Loyalty to me. My mother did as told. We hid as soldiers advanced on my father. He did not fight. He stood boldly as his betrayer cowered behind his soldiers until the last possible moment. It was when my father was fully cornered that our betrayer felt safe to enter. My father's most trusted advisor stood in front of my father, a dagger in his scarred hand. He had soldiers pin him down, and he slit my father's throat. I never forgot that face. He was not the Count de Morcerf then, just a humble soldier who wheedled his way into our graces and stole them from us. He took our jewels, our gold, our prominence. Had he not been a coward, it would have been given to him freely, as a friend. But no, this soldier, this weakling, he was not a count then. He was Fernand Mondego, the nobleman you call your peer and equal.
Order! Order!
Fernand Mondego directed his band of traitors to find us. He took every item we had, and when there were no more, he signed us into slavery. And as we were carted out of our cell, my mother... Fernand Mondego had moved my father's head to a pike placed at the entrance of our former home.
Ali, what has they done to you?
As a sign of his triumph. My mother died, then and there. My sail remained intact. I was traded by man after man after man like cattle. Yet I never forgot who betrayed my father, who killed my mother, and who tried to ruin me.
You speak well, mademoiselle. But your claims, how are we to know that what you say is true?
I have evidence. Evidence of my own story. A certificate of my birth and baptism, signed by my father and his advisors. Here is my bill of sale. You will see that my mother and I were sold for 400,000 francs. And you will see the coward who profited from our sale.
This is the Count de Morcerf's signature.
Lies! All of these lies! A scheme against me! She is a liar and a whore!
Silence! Count de Morcerf, do you recognize this woman? Morcerf, what say you? Perhaps additional inquiries need to be made.
Then make them. All you will uncover is everything I have said. Every word I say is true. However, if you require further proof, look towards your count's right hand, The coward who betrayed my father has a scar that runs from his finger to his wrist. You say you are not a traitor. You say that I lie. Show us your hand and prove it.
No.
Monsieur de Morcerf, your right hand, please. It is as described. It runs from his finger to his wrist. Monsieur de Morcerf, would you like to request that a commission visits Yanina for further investigation? Do you have any response to this woman's claims? Did you really do all of the things she claims you have done? Gentlemen, based on the evidence in front of you and what you have witnessed today, does Monsieur de Morcerf stand convicted of felony, treason, and conduct unworthy of this house? Yes. It is decided.
How do you feel?
I thought I would feel relieved.
It will evolve with time.
Do you think they will uphold their decision?
Even if they do not, his name has been tarnished. It will spread across France, and even back to Spain, to his foundations in Catalonia. Everyone will know.
Good.
Monte Cristo! You did this! What happened in there?
The only person responsible for your father's actions is your father himself.
Nobody knew! I was safe. I will never be able to enter society again.
Perhaps that is for the best.
You are no better. Neither of you. All your talk of betrayal. The only betrayers I see here are you. And I trusted you. You were my friend. You saved me, gained my trust. I welcomed you into my home, and all this time you were planning this? Do you deny it?
I do not.
A duel. At dawn.
Done.
Until then.
Count!
The Vicomte has thrown his glove. There is nothing that can be done. I will duel Albert de Morcerf at dawn. And one of us will die.
Episode 6 of The Count of Monte Cristo was directed by Chloe Wilson. This episode stars Keith Klein as the Count of Monte Cristo, Mauricio Rivero Borrell as Albert de Morcerf, Christian Ledley as Andrea Cavalcanti, Jason Webb as Baron Danglars, Colin Wyatt as Beauchamp, James Brodegam as Bertuccio, Sushantha Dlaka as Chateau Renaud, Philip Emiot as Fernand de Morcerf, Alex Saragiorgio as Haide, David Magadan as Lucien Debray, Cherie Richard as Madame Danglars, and Anne Barchal as Madame de Villefort. Additional voices were provided by Alex Saragiorgio, Anne Barchal, Brandon Lawrence, Doug Bartling Jr., the VO Quadfather, Josh Putnam, Louis DePilla, Marcus John, Rich Green, Sean Gray, Sierra Doss, Stephen Varnum, Taylor Palmer, and Thomas Daniels. Episode 6 was written by Chloe Wilson and adapted from the novel The Count of Monte Cristo, written by Alexander Dumas. Production coordination is by Will Onchezo. Editing is by Sean Gray. Sound design is by Rob Gall. Theme music composed and produced by Drew Nichols, with guitar performance and additional production and mixing by Jakob Reinhardt, and viola performance by Molly Goldman. The Count of Monte Cristo was recorded at Mansion Studios in Brooklyn, New York, with head engineer Alexander Benob. Our assistant engineers are Alex Hahn, Carlos Maldonado, Emma Tlesti, Maximilian Horner, Patrick Hurley, Ravathi Ray Rajan, Seth Benji Gonzalez, Tobias Pemsler, Truxell Kurt Snyder, and Jume Zhu. More information about The Count of Monte Cristo can be found at littleluckyproductions.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you for listening.